I just have to say, I've never seen anything like this here. I grew up in Southern California. This is like nothing you've ever seen, with multiple fires raging across the LA region right now. And here in Malibu, it's truly an apocalyptic scene.
Is there anything we can do to help you, sir?
You can take these paintings, I guess.
But this is like a hurricane in the middle of a brush fire. You've got people right there. Is that a homeowner that's trying to leave? Is this your house?
Yeah.
This is your house?
Yeah, this is our house. Backyard's on fire. I'm out of here.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Los Angeles, California, the heart of the Golden State where dreams come alive. From the bustling streets of downtown to the scenic views of Malibu.
What did you love and lose in the fire?
I lost everything. From a guy with everything to nothing.
What is up, guys? Today I'm filming a commentary video. I'm going to be talking about the wildfires that are going on in California. There's like a lot going on, and I feel like, you know, with social media and people losing their homes, I feel like there's a lot to break down and discuss. Confusing on how it started, and I just want to talk about it. So if you're new, subscribe, like this video, comment, check out my other videos if you haven't already. Make sure you check out my socials, everything's linked down below. Make sure you check out my podcast, Pretty Open-Minded. I want you guys to see my necklace. I got a new necklace and you can't even see it. Very cute. If you haven't been keeping up with the news lately, there has been a lot going on in Southern California, specifically the LA area. There has been a bunch of fires erupting in different parts of LA. Tons of people had to evacuate. I think 9 people got killed in this fire. See, I feel like the age demographic, that people that passed away were older. There's also people starting fires, and I just feel like there's so many things to talk about with this. It is actually, this fire that's been going, these wildfires that's been going on in LA County, it has been noted to be the worst fire in the city's history, which is crazy. Because for one, I don't understand how they're even getting wildfires if we're in the winter and everywhere is pretty much cold. I mean, I think leading up to like maybe a week or two ago, it's been very different in temperature. For a while it was like in the 60s, 70s over here, and other people were experiencing that same thing too. Wildfire has taken out 10,000 buildings and homes, which that's a lot. I think, I don't know if I'm correct, but I could have sworn I've seen someone say there was like 670,000 acres destroyed in these fires. Those homes that they've grown in or spilled their livelihoods and saving into has been destroyed. I don't know if you guys seen videos of people showing like their houses before and places that they've grown up in, cities, counties, all that stuff they've grown into, and they're completely destroyed.
I cannot believe I'm about to say this, but we just lost our house in the Palisades fire. Everything is gone. My mom had just enough time to pick up her dogs, her purse, and get out. There was no time to evacuate. Everything is gone. My childhood photos, my yearbooks, my everything, my toys I was going to give my kids. Every sentimental thing went up. And my mom,
photos, everything.
She had no time to grab anything, okay? Like it came so fast. Like, this is why people were abandoning their cars.
Even, I do want to mention that several celebrities have lost their houses too. It's not just normal people like us, but I feel like there's been a lack of empathy on social media when it comes to these wildfires. I feel like people are being treated like not very fair, because for one, there has been some insurance company issues.
I know I'm not supposed to be here, but this is my parents' home.
I know the feeling.
And they just they got canceled from their fire insurance. So they're dealing with this. They're 90 years old, and through the state of California, because of this, they're 90 years old. They've lived in this house for 75 years, and they've had the same insurance, and these insurance people decided to cancel their fire, and we're going through this, and it just happened, and they have no fire insurance. So Thank you, California insurance companies supporting residents who pay taxes and love California.
There has been some insurance companies where people were getting denied their claims for losing their houses, or they'll be set in effect from like maybe a week from now. And I don't fully understand how insurance works. I'm barely learning it, honestly. There's been people, celebrities like Paris Hilton that lost her house, Janae Aiko, there's so many more. I can't really remember, but there's so many that I can't think of. That people were saying in the comments about celebrities losing their homes was that they can build it again. They can rebuild their houses again, you know, because they have so much money. And I feel like it's crazy how people were, that's their first thought. For one, you should be being like, oh, I'm sorry, you lost your house. I feel like people think too much materialistically, and just, of course, like, this is not the time to be like, eat the rich, F the rich people, because everyone is losing their houses in these counties. And the last thing you should be thinking about is, oh my God, I'm so happy that Jamie Lee Curtis lost her house. I just feel like there's a lack of empathy when it comes to this. Like, this is the last thing. And I think people were happy because Jamie Lee Curtis was a Zionist or whatever, and I think that's why people were happy. Like, people are forgetting that these are people with feelings, have trauma. This is a very traumatic situation that people have to navigate through, and they have to basically build their lives back up again because the wildfires were not getting contained. I did make a 3-minute video on TikTok. I woke up from a nap yesterday and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna talk about it because I know that, like, it's just on my mind a lot. It's kind of bothering me how selfish people are and how people are just like really, really inconsiderate and rude when it comes to tragedies like this. They always think about things that don't even matter. Like, for one, Kim Kardashian was promoting her Skims brand, and she was slammed in the media for that because people were losing their houses. And then she's like, buy my Skims, y'all, like, buy my Skims, they're on sale or whatever. The last thing you should be thinking about is the Skims. I understand why people are like very tone deaf on social media, and it shows a lot, and they worry about the wrong thing. Hate for anyone that I know, especially, to lose their houses in that tragic way, especially if you spilled everything you had into it. Even me myself, I have my own stories of evacuating, and I've talked about it in a 3-minute video on my TikTok and on my shorts because it is a real thing, and people forget that people have trauma for these things. I was very young evacuating. The last one that I dealt with was in 2018, and it was right before, a couple weeks before I had to move. I was actually vlogging. A lot of you guys probably don't know this, but I was actually unintentionally vlogging. I was actually answering some questions from my Q&A, a random Q&A that I was doing, I believe, and all of a sudden, like, my mom was like, we have to evacuate. But I did peep, and I was very anxious because I noticed that the sky was very orange that day. Basically, we were in the ring of fire where we were living, and we heard on helicopters and local news, social media, saying that we had to evacuate. And we couldn't go to our car directly. It was parked down a CVS nearby. But I remember, like, having my computer, the clothes on my back, carrying my guinea pigs, Egypt and Neff, in this Christmas bin that they were sleeping in for the last few days because we were in the process of moving and everything was becoming, like, going into, like, the storage and shit. I remember, like, going down the street and just seeing, like, the news reporter recording us running down the street, and I remember just looking up in the sky and just being like, seeing all the different colors and seeing helicopters and shit. And people forget that this is a very traumatic event. Thankfully, we did evacuate to my grandma's house, and we stayed there for over a day. I remember us, like, going on, like, Twitter and, like, looking and scrolling and, like, refreshing our feed to see if it's okay to go back to our homes. And that anticipation is always, like, the hardest part because you don't know if you're going to be coming back to home. If you're ever in that predicament, always bring the essentials. Bring a couple of clothes, bring your social security card with you, bring some important files with you, your passport, your ID, toothbrush, body wash, lotion, what's it called, some doggy bowls, some like a lot of fresh water bottles. Make sure you have carriers for your animals. Since the air quality is very thick and very unsafe over there, it's very people are advising people to use a mask, and people are even resorting to make homemade like face masks for their dogs because the air quality was super bad, but they still had to take their dog out to go to the bathroom. I don't know, like you always have to be prepared if you're in a situation like that, because you never want to get too comfortable, because you never know when a tragedy is going to strike. Basically, crazy part is that like there's still schools that are opened even though the air quality is very bad and there's ashes falling from the sky, and the schools are still open, like colleges, high schools are still open, which is very, very dangerous. Like no one should be inhaling that. Like you could really develop like a lot of health issues in the future from inhaling all that. Cool thing about this like situation is that many companies like Airbnb has offered free services to victims that are in the process of evacuating. And then also, like, I saw an article that Las Vegas are offering victims $79 a night to stay at their hotel back in Vegas. LA hasn't been experiencing a lot of winds, so that was one of the main reasons why it was spreading really quickly. But there was another thing that was very important to mention, is that there's been a lot of allegations of people intentionally setting fires. I did see an article that, not an article, but a video from the news outlet, that there was someone that intentionally started a fire in, what's it called, LA. There was a person that was starting a fire in Easton, which there was a lot of fires in that area, and they were already trying to contain the fires over there, but a person was taken into custody, I think today or yesterday, starting a fire, because people were like recording them, or they would be like, oh, I feel like someone started a fire over here, because I guess it would be like super like not chill, but like super untouched or something, and then all of a sudden it would just be set ablaze.
Put it down! He's starting a fire! We need to get that from him! Put it down! Put it down! Put it down right now! Put it down! Fucking ground! Fucking ground right now! What are you doing?
He started the West Hills fire because that was started at a parking lot. He's going to come over here and light up this area.
Oh my gosh! No, this is crazy. I can't even believe it, because I'm like
a 30-year-old guy, you know.
Crazy, because I'm like, how does a fire jump literal cities?
I know. I can understand there, but all the way over
exactly.
to West Hills,
that doesn't make any sense. Okay.
All right.
Thanks for letting me know, guys.
There's this person that was always on my For You page for like slime videos. His name was Sal Styles, I think, but he was recording, he was like on the side of the street, the side of the road, and he was walking, and he's like, I was walking and then I saw like there was randomly a fire that just kind of started setting ablaze, and everyone in the comments were like, you definitely started that, like what? And then he's like, I don't know what to do because there was like firefighters down the street or something, and I'm just like, they are super overworked right now. Like I can only imagine how exhausted they are. But according to the also, I do want to mention that there has been several people that are like abandoning their cars because they were trying to like leave as fast as they could because it was spreading that fast, and they couldn't, like, I guess drive fast enough for it to like avoid it. So I don't know, I think they were walking on foot because I rarely saw people on the street. There was more abandoned cars, I feel, than people driving on the street. So people are considering it in apocalyptic right now. because it looks very apocalyptic right now. A lot of companies are destroyed. They said the Hollywood sign was destroyed, but there was people saying that it wasn't destroyed. So people that are coming from Mexico also, that are like firefighters from Mexico, are trying to help the California firefighters contain the fires. And also there's non-violent inmates. We're hoping with the situation with the fires. That sucks about it is that it doesn't really help them lessen their sentence. They still have to like go back to regular and still have to serve their time, and they don't get paid, I believe, for doing those things. But I could tell that they are basically trying to pull at every string and have to, because I feel like they need a lot of help right now. People were getting mad at people for being upset about losing their house, but like people forget how sentimental things are, and that how you can't replace a lot of things. It's just, I feel like they only say those type of things because they never lived it, and if you lived it, I feel like it changes your perspective. I never had to think about evacuating in a really long time because I haven't had to deal with it in so long since I moved out of California. But it's a very unfortunate thing that people are dealing with it and have to start their lives pretty much over again. And everyone is just like, oh my god, I'm so happy that the rich are, you know, rotting in hell and that they're literally losing their houses. Like, it sucks, like how like evil people can think, all because of their political views or whatever. I feel like that's the last thing you should be worrying about when there's like a tragedy like this, because obviously you wouldn't want that happening to you, so why would you wish that upon someone else? I feel like we need to go back to kindergarten and learn about being kind to others, because people have become so mean and so insensitive, and when it comes to like really serious tragedies like this. So there was also people saying that like only wealthy people live in LA, but like people forget that there's just actual regular people in there. It's not always wealthy people, and I hate that misconception too, because that was another reason why people were not really giving a fuck about the tragedy like that, was because they were like, well, everyone in LA is rich, and because you're seeing it from a social media and a movie point, because like a lot of rich people are always filming in LA, and there's a lot of influencers that live in LA, but like you have to remember that a lot of people grew up here. Like before all this influencer shit and all this like fame shit, a lot of people actually legitimately grew up there. When I tell people that I am from California, a lot of people think that I'm rich a lot of times, and I'm like, where is the money? Like, where? Because I keep hearing that allegation, but I don't see it. But it was really annoying to hear. I guess it's flattering, but I always have to educate people, like not everyone has it like that. And I have talked about like growing up, like with struggling financially, with like my parents struggling financially growing up, and I've been pretty open about like how we were on not Section 8, but we did have like Medi-Cal and shit like that growing up. WIC, we had WIC, we had I don't know, like stuff like that. Like we had food stamps up until like I was in high school, we had food stamps, I believe, but I don't talk about it. I don't like make jokes about it, I guess. So I guess I carry myself in a different type of way, so people don't see that when they see me or when I express that I'm from California. But you do have to like remember that a lot of people grew up there, and not everyone has the money like that, and it's just really annoying. Also, something that was really kind of annoying me watching videos of all this going down was the news reporters stopping the people from in the middle of them evacuating. They'll be like, oh, do you live here, or where are you going, what are you doing? And it's been countless videos. I know that that's their job, but I feel like you could just record them instead of just being like, what are you, like, stopping them completely, because every second counts. As all the fires are like moving quickly, you have to act quick. Like, you have to act really quick, and every second that you're talking to these reporters and stopping, like, these people were inches away from fires, and they'll stop them in the middle of them taking all their what is it called, valuables out of the house, or trying to like throw water on it on the next neighboring house. And they'll be like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Are you evacuating? Like, what's your plan?
Hi there. How many more horses do you have?
We have a couple we just let loose over there. We're trying to get as many as we can out. Yeah.
Are any homes out there on fire?
Honestly, I did not pay attention. I just drove straight to the barn to get my horses out and get the rest of these guys out. We're not gonna let them burn.
We got a bunch out with trailers, and there's a bunch in there still. How many more? Yeah, we don't know. I don't know. I don't know how many. How many did you let out?
We took about 4 of them in trailers, 2 in the separate trailers, another one. So there should be at least maybe 12.
About 12? Are there more people out there right now?
It's so far.
Let's get these out. I got, let's see. So there's 4, 2, 3, what is that, 9? Oh, before that, 12. There's 12. Yeah, no, they're pretty wired up. Yeah. They're getting used to it. They're getting used to it now, but when the wind's blowing and the embers are, they don't really know what to do. Have you seen anything like this? Look at that hillside. Yeah, I've rescued before. Yeah? Yeah. Please be safe. Yeah, thank you. You be safe too. Yeah. Police officers, they already left. And again, this is New York Boulevard. Altadena is up here, and this is Bradley. And the building that is very close to being on fire, and it may be before the end of the night.
And I just am like, why is it like this? Like, it's like I would hate to have a camera shoved in my face when I'm in a lot of distress. And the crazy part is, you can't cry. You have to be very stone cold. You have to be very calm when you're like talking about these type of things, because my mom always told me that like they get like upset or something whenever you show actual legitimate emotions when you're going through something, because they're always filming when there's always a tragedy. And I know that this is how they pay their bills, but I feel like we forget like how to read the room sometimes, and how like people are actually like, this is real life, and that this is not like, you know, a game. I saw one video, I didn't save it, didn't like it or anything, but one girl that was like, yeah, I'm sorry for people losing their houses and all and whatever, but I don't want people moving to New York. I don't want y'all Californians moving to New York. Like, that is probably the last thing that they're thinking about. I mean, like, evacuating to Las Vegas, I don't know if it's a good move financially, but like, anything works, but I don't feel like they would be going all the way to the East Coast to evacuate, especially when they probably lost a lot of their belongings in the process. Like, I feel like it was very tone deaf, and this is what I was talking about with people constantly being like, kind of making it about them, or making it like based on their feelings. And there was also people spreading misinformation about like they're telling people, like, there was people in different states advising others that are going through this to what is it called, go back to their homes, when no one said in their city to do that. So they're basically like kind of getting these people's hopes up. And that's the thing that also you have to worry about too, that you have to look for reliable news. I think it's called the Duty app. that people were using. I don't think we used that when we were going through that. Watch Duty app. So basically it's a wildfire map, and this is what I think is the reliable app to use when you're going through something like this. I think I mentioned everything that I could mention. I hope that this was a little bit helpful. I hope that everyone that is going through this is hopefully heals and perseveres past this. It's kind of like hard to talk about because it definitely hits home. All I have for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you check out my other videos if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys next week with another video. Bye guys.